After days of rumbling scooters and corporate storms, Lily and Andrew found each other, not in a sleek boardroom, but under Seattle's rainy glow. From spilled coffee and a rickety ride, love bloomed from chaos. He kissed her, not to fix the past, but to fuel their future. A misunderstanding once drove them apart, yet love patched it up, sweet and unstoppable. Welcome, dear family, to Soul and Love Stories. How are you today? May your heart spark with love, your eyes shine with hope, and your soul dance with beautiful tales. Wherever you are, you're not alone. And I'm here with you, chasing true love. Let's light a prayer. God of love, touch every heart today, ignite their passion, heal their wounds, and guide them to destined love stories. May unexpected joy turn stumbles to smiles, and love bloom forever. Amen. Soul and Love Stories family. Did you adore Lily and Andrew's journey? We're building a home for love, aiming for 1,000 subscribers, a dream to unite 1,000 souls. One subscribe from you brings us closer. Step into the next tale with me. Lily Carter, 23, squeezed into a tiny Seattle apartment with her best friend Sophie. Freshly graduated from a public university, she was smart, funny, but dirt poor. So much so that Sophie dubbed her the lovable disaster after she tried selling homemade cookies to make cash, only to burn down the kitchen and nearly torch the place. Now, with her hair tied lopsided and an optimistic grin, Lily prepped for her dream interview at EcoRise Corp, America's top green tech company. "If I get this job, I'll buy pastries for the whole block," she yelled, rummaging through her closet for the least wrinkled shirt. Sophie smirked. "If you land it, I'll eat my own scooter." But life wasn't that kind. The rusty old bike Lily planned to ride to the interview gave up. Flat tire, chain a mess. In a panic, she borrowed Sophie's ancient electric scooter, a noisy, rattling contraption ready to fall apart. "Don't ditch me halfway," Lily whispered, slinging on her backpack and zooming off under Seattle's gray sky. Mid-journey, the battery light blinked red. Power dying. "No way!" she groaned, switching to foot pedaling, sweat dripping down her face. Wind whipped her hair into chaos as she pedaled and prayed, "God, get me to EcoRise, and I swear I'll never brew coffee again." Near the destination, the scooter shuddered its last and quit, forcing Lily to drag it across 2 blocks, legs wobbling, shirt soaked with sweat. She stood before EcoRise's gleaming glass tower, panting, staring at the scooter like she might cry. "You're awful, but I'm not much better," she muttered, smoothing her hair, forcing a professional smile. She had no idea this interview wasn't just a shot at a new life. It was the start of a love story both hilarious and sweet, a journey where even that beat-up scooter unwittingly played matchmaker. Lily dragged the rattling scooter into the EcoRise Corp courtyard, sweat dripping, hair plastered to her forehead. The gleaming glass building loomed like an alien world, making her both jittery and tempted to flee. Spotting no bike racks, she innocently parked the scooter in the nearest spot, the CEO's reserved parking space, marked Andrew Hayes, which she didn't bother to notice. As she propped it up, a clatter rang out. A loose wheel broke free, rolling lazily into a tree. "Oh no, now I'm a vandal," she muttered, scrambling after it, her shirt a rumpled mess. Andrew Hayes, 35, the cold and meticulous CEO of EcoRise, stood at his high-floor window, cradling a black coffee. He was fed up with cookie-cutter applicants, perfect resumes, rehearsed answers. Then the scooter's noisy hum jolted him, his brow furrowing. Watching Lily fumble with her metal junk in his parking spot, he nearly snorted. "Who's bold enough for that?" he asked his assistant Mark, who peered down, bewildered. "Probably the last candidate, Lily Carter," Mark replied. Andrew's lip twitched. "Interesting." Lily entered the interview room, cheeks flushed, striving for professionalism despite muddy sneakers. Andrew sat across, polished in a gray suit, his sharp green eyes glinting with faint curiosity. "What did you ride in on that's so loud?" he began, calm with a teasing edge. Lily grinned awkwardly. "My friend's scooter. I figured a CEO like you'd pedal a bike for the environment, no?" Her offhand jab made Mark choke on air, while Andrew paused, then laughed. a rare sound that day. "You underestimate my pragmatism," he shot back, eyes sparking. Their exchange flowed with an odd rhythm. Lily wasn't fazed by Andrew's aura. Asked about experience, she said frankly, "I've never worked at a big firm, but I ran a recycling fair at school, made $200 and left my friends broke." Andrew's eyebrow lifted, intrigued and amused. She tossed out an idea about recycled scooters for green delivery, unknowingly hitting his passion for sustainable tech. Mark whispered to Andrew, "She's really one of a kind." Andrew nodded slightly, thinking, "Not just unique, she makes me want to keep listening." As Lily left, Andrew stood, heading to the parking lot. He eyed the wobbly scooter, pushing it to a safer spot himself, half annoyed, half chuckling. "This girl," he mumbled, unaware he'd just been swept into a strange breeze named Lily Carter. Lily returned to her cramped Seattle apartment, dragging the rickety scooter, her face glowing but exhausted. She flopped onto the chair, yelling to Sophie, who was fussing in the kitchen. "I just interviewed with a drop-dead gorgeous CEO, but I probably blew it. Who tells a guy like that to ride a bike?" Sophie, wielding a ladle, spun around and cackled. "You hooked him with scooter oil fumes, huh? If you get hired, I swear I'll kiss that thing." Lily laughed, but her eyes flickered with worry. Rent was due soon, and the charred kitchen from her failed cookie-selling stint still loomed as a reminder of tough times. "If I don't get it, back to baking," she joked, voice catching. Sophie patted her shoulder. "Relax, a lovable disaster like you won't stay jobless." Meanwhile, Andrew returned to his sleek downtown Seattle penthouse, shedding his suit jacket and gazing at the rain through the glass. He couldn't shake Lily, clumsy, candid, a far cry from his polished world. Memories flooded back. 3 years ago, he'd loved someone, stunning, alluring, but she only wanted his wealth and status. When they split, she sneered, "Without money, you're nothing." Since then, he'd built a cold wall, dodging shallow connections. Yet Lily was different. She didn't care about his riches, even teasing him with that naive bike remark. Curious, Andrew opened his laptop, sneaking onto Lily's social media. Her page was a scrapbook, grinning next to her beat-up scooter, handing out recycling flyers in the rain, and a shot of the burnt kitchen captioned, "Cookie Catastrophe Number 10." He smiled, a strange warmth stirring, her simplicity and honesty filling a void he hadn't noticed. "She's not fake," he murmured, shutting the laptop, though her image lingered. He wondered if she was someone he'd unknowingly been waiting for, or just a fleeting breeze in his busy life. The next morning, Andrew sat in his EcoRise office, staring at a stack of applicant files, but his mind kept drifting to Lily and her clunky scooter. Her offhand idea of recycled scooters for green delivery from the interview stuck with him. Not just creative, but practical, aligning perfectly with EcoRise's sustainability vision. He tapped the desk, then summoned his assistant, Mark. "Draft a contract for Lily Carter. I want her as head of the community project," he said, voice calm but firm. Mark's eyes widened, nearly dropping his coffee. "Lily, the scooter girl. You're serious about someone who burns kitchens on social media?" Andrew's lip quirked, recalling Lily's Instagram brimming with adorable chaos. "She's got what we need, fresh thinking and authenticity. The others just parrot what I want to hear." Mark scratched his head, muttering, "I swear that scooter's bewitched you." "But your call, boss." He shuffled out, still visibly baffled. Andrew gazed out the window, picturing Lily's grin as she teased him about biking. He wasn't hiring her just for talent. Something about her made him want to crack his icy shell. This decision wasn't like him, and he knew Mark was partly right. Lily had somehow bewitched him, but he told himself it was rational, not emotional, though deep down, he couldn't wait for her to stride back into EcoRise, bringing that charming chaos he was secretly starting to crave. Lily started her job at EcoRise as head of the community project, but the sleek environment left her floundering like a fish out of water. On her first day, she marched into the meeting room in muddy sneakers, clutching a homemade coffee, a tar-black brew Sophie dubbed Disaster Special. Andrew, in a pricey gray suit, sat at the head of the table, coolly observing. "Ready to present?" he asked, voice even. Lily nodded, but as she stood, her arm swung wildly. The coffee splashed onto Andrew's chest, turning his crisp white shirt into a splotchy brown canvas. The room fell deathly silent. Mark choked on a cough, while Lily yelped, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." She fumbled for cheap tissues from her bag, rushing to dab Andrew's chest, only smearing the stain worse. "Trying to turn me into abstract art?" Andrew quipped, his lip curling, voice tinged with amusement. Lily blushed. I just wanted to help. You won't sue me, right?" He laughed, a rare sound that startled even Mark. "I'll forgive you if your next coffee's better," he teased, leaving Lily flustered, yet relieved. In the days that followed, Lily's clumsiness spiced up the office. She dropped pens mid-pitch, nearly toppled over, pulling out a chair. But her sheepish grin and quip, "I'm used to it," survived a kitchen fire, kept Andrew from staying stern. He began anticipating her presence, whether for reports or just passing by. Once she left a note on his desk. "Meet at 3, don't forget. LC," scrawled messily, coffee stained at the edge. Andrew stared at it, and instead of tossing it like usual, he tucked it into a drawer. An impulse he couldn't explain, only that it made him smile. Slowly he realized he felt lighter with Lily around. During one meeting she teased, "You've been smiling more since I got here. Should I charge you?" Andrew smirked. "You wreak enough havoc to force a grin out of me." But his gaze softened, and as she turned away, he watched quietly. Lily's awkward moments didn't just amuse him. They were seeping into his heart, bit by bit, like that coffee soaking into his shirt that first day. Everything was smooth until Richard Evans, a major EcoRise shareholder, stormed into the fray. At a board meeting, he slammed the table, railing against Lily's community project. "Recycled scooters? This is a waste, not an investment." He didn't stop there. Richard unleashed a vicious rumor across the company, claiming Lily was Andrew's secret mistress, promoted for shady favors, not talent. The gossip spread like wildfire. Employees whispered behind her back. One coworker casually asked Lily, "How long have you known the boss to climb that fast?" Her jaw dropped, face flaming with humiliation. She barged into Andrew's office, hands trembling. "Have you heard the rumors? Why aren't you doing anything?" she demanded, voice breaking. Andrew, buckling under board pressure, replied coolly, "I'm handling it. Calm down." His tepid response was gasoline on her fire. "Calm down? They think I'm your side chick. I'm not here to PR your heart, Andrew," she shouted, tears streaming, though her last jab carried her signature humor. Andrew froze, aching to explain, but she spun around and stormed out, leaving him powerless. Back home, Lily collapsed onto the sofa, spilling everything to Sophie. "I thought he was different, but he's just another rich jerk playing me," she choked out. Sophie, clutching a cocoa mug, teased, "At least you're more famous than that scooter now, a CEO scandal." Lily laughed through her tears. "You're the worst." But beneath it, she was crushed, not just by the rumors, but by the belief Andrew wouldn't defend her or the dream she'd poured into EcoRise. Meanwhile, Andrew sat alone in his office, staring at Lily's coffee-stained note in his drawer. He'd held back against Richard, fearing a lost mega deal, but now he saw the real cost. Lily's trust. His fist clenched. He'd been a coward, and it gutted him. She wasn't just a project lead. She'd shaken his heart awake. He vowed to act, not just to save her plan, but to hold on to the girl who'd cracked his world open. Rumors be damned. Andrew couldn't stay still after Lily stormed off. He dug into Richard's dealings and uncovered a bombshell. The shareholder wasn't just against the community project. He'd been plotting to sell EcoRise's tech secrets to a rival for profit. At an emergency board meeting, Andrew rose, voice like steel. "Richard betrayed us. I have proof." He flashed damning emails and texts, stunning the room. As Richard sputtered a defense, Andrew cut him off. "You're fired, and I'm scrapping the green tech deal to keep Lily's project. It's EcoRise's future." The board erupted in murmurs, but he stood firm. That night, heart in knots, he went to Lily's apartment. He knocked, and she cracked the door, eyes still red. "I need to talk," he began, but his shaky hand dropped his phone with a plop into a water glass by the door. Lily snorted despite her anger. CEO, apology, or disaster mode? Andrew gave a sheepish grin, summoning courage. I messed up, Lily. I didn't stand up for you because of pressure, but I just ditched $1 million deal to save your project. I'm bad with words, but I'll do anything to earn your trust again. Lily blinked, floored by his sacrifice. You gave up money for me? She asked, voice softening. Andrew nodded, eyes earnest. For you and what you believe in. I can't lose you. Silence hung, rain tapping the window. Lily stepped forward, locking eyes with him. I hate being fooled, but that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I forgive you for it. Her smile broke through, anger melting away. Andrew exhaled, his hand brushing hers instinctively. So, still a shot at brewing awful coffee with you? He asked, voice gentle. Lily laughed loud. If you can handle my burnt stench? They stood there, hands clasped, realizing clumsy apologies and quiet sacrifices had drawn them closer than ever. One rainy Seattle afternoon, Lily zipped home on her rickety scooter after work. Halfway there, the sky unleashed a torrent, and the motor sputtered out in the downpour. No way, she yelled, soaked to the bone, dragging the scooter under a tree for shelter. Just then, headlights sliced through the rain. Andrew in his Lux SUV pulled up beside her. Get in, don't catch a cold, he called, his tone a mix of worry and teasing. Lily climbed in sheepishly, her red sweater dripping, leaving a puddle on the leather seat. Sorry, I'm ruining your car, she mumbled. Andrew chuckled. I survived your coffee. This is nothing. He drove to her apartment, both drenched as they stepped inside. Sophie, sprawled watching TV, shrieked at Andrew's sight. A CEO like this, the company's toast. Lily offered coffee to warm up, but Andrew insisted on using Sophie's ancient machine himself. A sharp crack sounded. The fuse blew, lights out. Sophie wailed, He's worse than your kitchen fire. Lily laughed while Andrew scratched his head. I'm worse than I thought. In the dim glow of a phone flashlight, they sat side by side on the sofa, sharing a warm cocoa Sophie grudgingly remade. Rain tapped a rhythm outside as Andrew gazed at Lily, her messy hair framing bright eyes. I've never enjoyed rain this much, he said, voice low. Lily tilted her head. Me or the blown fuse? He laughed heartily, his hand brushing her shoulder. Both. They lingered there giggling, the storm outside a soundtrack to a wordless, sweet moment. A few days later, Andrew invited Lily to Gas Works Park in Seattle, where rare sunlight pierced the clouds. She arrived towing her patched-up old scooter and spotted Andrew beside a shiny new electric one, lime green and eco-friendly, etched on the frame. For the girl who runs my heart on green energy. Lily's eyes widened. You got this. For me? Andrew nodded, grinning awkwardly. I couldn't let you pedal halfway across town anymore. She raced over, touching it, squealing. It's prettier than my dreams. He guided her to a wooden bench, taking a deep breath to confess. Lily, I'm not good at this, he started, but tripped over the seat, nearly face-planting. Lily caught him, giggling. A CEO like this. Who'd dare date you? Andrew flushed, steadying himself. I didn't know love until you parked that scooter in my life. Be my girlfriend? His words stumbled, but his earnest gaze made her heart flutter. She pretended to mull it over. Depends if you'll blow my fuses again. Then she nodded, beaming. Okay, but you're stuck with my burnt smells. Andrew pulled her into his arms, pressing a soft kiss to her forehead amid the tree-shaded park. Their laughter mingled with the breeze. As they walked off, Lily teased, I'm still riding scooters. Can you handle it? Andrew winked. As long as you don't kick me out of your heart. Under the sunset, they strolled hand in hand, the new scooter rolling beside them, kicking off a love story both hilarious and sweet. Pure Seattle style. That's the end of Lily and Andrew's tale. From a rattling scooter to a rain-kissed love in Seattle, as sweet as spilled coffee turned romance. Did you melt at Andrew's clumsy confession or laugh when Sophie screamed about the burnt fuse? Soul and Love Stories family, I'd love to hear your favorite moment. Drop it in the comments below. If this journey warmed your heart, Hit that like button to light up our day and share it with your crew who'd swoon over a love like this. We're chasing 1,000 subscribers, a dream to unite 1,000 souls in love's glow. And your subscribe could be the spark we need. Click that button, join us, and let's keep spinning these soulful tales together. See you in the next story.